Well, the countdown is on, and this isn't the countdown for level one, although that is coming really soon. The countdown is on for healthy home standards. We now have just over 12 months. July 2021, we're going to need to ensure that properties are compliant for any new and renewed tenancy. That would be within 90 days. So therefore, we're working on a timeline to make sure your property is compliant before then, because we believe that prices for compliance are only likely to increase, as what happened with insulation a number of years ago. So how are we going to do that? How are we going to help you, assist you to make sure your property is compliant? Well, we are going to be working with a company. We've met with a number of companies, and we found one that we think's very competitively priced and does a very professional job with their reporting and their ongoing connection with us. Just a reminder, the Healthy Home Standards cover heating, insulation, ventilation, moisture ingress and drainage, and draft stopping. So the company that we're working with, and there are others if you have someone that you'd rather use, the company that we've partnered with is $180 plus GST for each assessment. We believe that is very competitive. To encourage you to get this done on your property this month, we are offering to pay the GST component, so it will only cost you $180. So with that in mind, you'll get a 10-page report outlining how you're compliant and what you need to do to be compliant. They also provide quotes that give us a starting point. We can get more quotes if it's, say, for heat pump. We have other firms that we use. So it's a really good place to start. When we have all the compliance done, there would be a revisit required unless they do all the work, or unless you're already compliant, and that would be a $50 plus GST charge for that. We wouldn't send them back until we know that we have ticked all those boxes. We know that the timeline for assessments is probably in the next 3 months. They can't get them all done next week, but we will give the information to them and get them done within the next 3 months is what we're looking at, and then we can work on that compliance. So the great news is that with COVID, there was a change in the Response Act 2020 into the Taxation and Social Assistance Urgent Measures. That's a mouthful. So the change that the government made as a part of those urgent measures is a section amendment that increases the threshold for what is considered a low value item, meaning the cost of that item is effectively treated as an expense for tax purposes instead of being depreciated over a number of years as a fixed asset. Since 2005, the threshold was 500. The emergency legislation has increased the threshold from 5,000. So that's great. They've given us 1 year from the 17th of March 2020 to the 16th of March 2021. Then it will decrease to $1,000. So this is perfect timing for property owners to be able to get their property up to the Healthy Home Standard. I believe. You may not. But I believe this is the time to use to get that up to standard. The common costs are heating and ventilation. Those are usually under $5,000, including insulation and delivery. In our experience, 99% of the quotes we've had thus far have been well under that. So you can then expense those fully for tax purposes, which is great for at the end of your financial year. If you don't want to go ahead with the $180, which we're just offering that special in June, after then it will be $180 plus GST, then I will be sending to you the government compliance standards that we need completed for our files. It again is a 13-page document, and we will be asking you to complete that. We're not in a position to complete this because of the complexity with heating. We really need professionals to do it. It is a big job. If you want to look at the calculation for heating, you're welcome to go onto the tenancy website and put in those numbers yourself. More than happy for you to do that and provide us with that information. Clearly, I'm really keen that we do go ahead with this. I don't want to say, as some property management companies are, we'll go ahead unless we hear from you. I want to hear from you to say, yes, Megan, just get that done so that we can move forward and get it over and done with. I will be reaching out to you again if I don't hear from you, but on the email of this, you'll get a link to reply to me straight away and say, yep, get the assessment done. Then you'll just have an invoice of $180. So if you've got any questions, please reach out to me. Email is best for first, and then we can maybe arrange a Zoom or a phone conversation. That way we can, I know what it's about and we can get our information together for you. We need this basically for every tenancy agreement. We have to be placing on every tenancy agreement from December this year how compliant the property is. From July, it will be required. We can't say that we will meet it. From July next year, we will need to be saying exactly what it is. So we want to here to assist you. We're taking over this work to make sure that that's all done and keep in communication with you. So I look forward to hearing from you. Please click on the link. If you don't want it done, please let me know that also. And in the next few days, if I don't hear from you, I will be following you up just to say, hey, have a conversation about that. So I look forward to hearing from you.